the decision on your side.
So this reminds me of a negotiation tactic which was learning in a master class. Basically, it's called mirroring. So when someone says something or asks something, so basically they kind of formulated into saying in the last sentence, pick the 2-3 words and then ask the same thing. Then they'll share more details on it. Of course, what you shared is slightly different, Amar, but somehow I can connect that to this.
Yeah. So this is a big hiring bias. I think simply representing yourself as someone who listens deeply, takes pauses to think, and speaks slowly enough to articulate in a very clear and well thought manner. These three properties are kind of elusive. Even if you are not a great problem solver as a techie, this will by default label you in the heads of the interviewer as somebody who's very composed and sorted. The decision is partially made. Your next step is to not fuck up because you have already impressed him half in his mind. So your job now is just not to fuck up, not to give a very bad answer going further. So yeah, that's another hiring bias. I mean, it's also good for problem solving. Um, I can't comment how often you should use this because I have ADHD, so I have to make a lot of effort to speak in this slow manner. I generally speak fast, and I also um, come up with ideas faster than I can write them because of this symptom. So for me, it's a definite effort to be this person, but I play this card during my interviews.
Sure, it is difficult for somebody with briefing thought.
Yeah. So yeah, that is that. Another. So we talked about hiring biases. I also feel there are a lot of hiring biases around. Um, you know, people saying that they want to move for money. I think that is something that you should never say. Because if you say that, now half the time I have seen even the most well-intentioned, hiring managers. So I have friends who are like, or mentors who are hiring managers, and even like they know that ideally people move for money, but when you say that you're moving for money, somehow it doesn't strike. I mean, I don't know. It's been 11 years, and there are so many people who will tell you that hey, it's okay to move for money, but when you say that you want to move for money, it suddenly gets fucked up. It suddenly, like evaluate you with a more higher level of scrutiny. But if you are able to come up with a list of good parameters, 8 or 9 parameters, of why the current company is more suited for this particular company or this particular job is more suited to your future plan than the current company, if you can think that through, and that will take you only 40-45 minutes, trust me. If you can do that homework very well, they will be amazed and they will suddenly think very highly of you. I mean, I don't know why the fuck this works. But basically saying that I'm moving for money is kind of, I mean, rarely it has worked out. So, yeah, I don't know if few people have seen it. I'm surprised because even my friends, they suddenly start doubting. Somebody, they say that we are moving for money. Because maybe the money part is the baseline, right? Maybe that's that. But never say in an interview or to any HR also that I want to move for money. And that's likely not a great idea, especially for HRs. Like hiring managers, still okay. Anyone else face this bias?
Not yet, at least, but let's see.
Cool.
I haven't faced.
Sure.
Yeah, I haven't faced it. I'm just like hearing my echo. Yeah, sorry, I haven't faced it, but my wife has faced it in one of her interviews. One of the last question was like, "Why are you moving?" And I think at that time she was a bit inexperienced. She just said to get more money, more salary. So the interview was going on good till that time, and then somehow things change, and she didn't get that job. She learned from that. I kind of learned from what she shared. So yeah, that doesn't work in interviews.
Yeah. So just prepare a good list of 7 or 8 parameters of why the current this job is better than the other job. That's another good hiring bias. Uh, Another hiring bias is generally people who will not say that this is the best option. So generally, if the person is very excited about a role, there seems to be some kind of a hill kind of a curve. If you understand it, if the person is really excited about is not excited about the role, then you are like, hey, this person is not interested. If he is very excited, then you are like, this person is desperate for this job. And somehow, like how women don't like men who like them a lot, they kind of repel. Like they're like, hey, this person is too desperate, right? So your tone, even if you are amazingly enthusiastic about this particular role, your tone should always be on the middle ground. Somebody who's not binary 0 1. Your tone should be around, hey, this is a nice opportunity, I feel. I mean, it also relates to how we see people. So, and it depends on uh, your perspective. I could be completely wrong. All of these are hypotheses, but think of an influencer who always says words like, the best way to do this, or the worst way to keep money is to keep money in fixed deposits. How do you feel about this person? Do you feel this person is a balanced person? Or do you feel this person is just drama?
Drama. Maybe balance.
Or think of, some influencer constantly talking about, hey, you should do squats all the time. You should do squats all the time. You see the point, right? These people are using extreme versions of adjectives and adverbs. So if you think of a range, right? Worst is the, I would say, 0th percentile. Decent or good or nice is 50, 60, 70th percentile. Amazing, the best, that's like 99th, 100th percentile, right? On a univariate curve. And people who are more towards the middle of the spectrum, right? Median of the spectrum, these people are seen as balanced people. And same is the feeling you should communicate in any I would say business communication with your interviews and negotiation. You should say this is a I strongly feel this is a good opportunity, and I'm evaluating it. Moment you say this is the best, I'm really looking forward to blah blah blah. So they are like, is he getting fired from his job, or is he having some problem? Why is he so indexed? He performed well in the interviews, but why is he so desperate? This is all subconscious. That's the fucking problem. It's not conscious. If all of this was conscious, people would have stopped getting affected by it, right? But the problem is we get affected at a subconscious level. Anybody else seen this pattern? That the more desperate you are for a job, even if you perform well, you're fucked?
Yeah, actually, in the previous place where I was interning at, one of the seniors also gave me this advice that when you are going for the team meetings, don't go with an attitude that you are very much into the company and you desperately need the full-time offer and all that. Just go with an attitude that if you are able to clear an interview at such a company, then any other company will be happy to have you, and you should always carry that with yourself. And I feel that is also a hiring bias because earlier during my very early stage, as soon as I was able to get rid of the seniority complex that I used to have, now the interviews are much more easier and fun, and the selection rates have gone high. So I believe that is a very nice hiring bias that one can carry on.
Interesting. Indra, I mean, amazing point there. And then just, notice the word there, amazing. We use amazing and awesome so many times that it has fucking lost its meaning, right? Even fucking in that sense, right? It's an extreme adjective, right? So very tough journey to actually be on the median, say nice, good, slightly bad, stuff like that. But I feel it is also how we attract situations. So if I say something like to my goals that if I'm able to move to dev in 6 months, it will be amazing. If I say that to myself, then you know what my subconscious mind thinks. It says, "Hey, you dude, is it such a big event? Eh? Are you so desperate? Why are you so desperate? So imagine like a teenager or a very 14-year-old Amul sitting inside me, and it will be like, you are so desperate, maybe because you think you don't deserve it. Oh, you don't deserve it. Then you'll be more. So if you suddenly feel that you don't deserve it, your subconscious thinks you don't deserve it, you will not be able to perform your best. Somehow your body, your mind will not work in your sync, because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If we believe that this is okay, we'll be able to do it, or don't think too much about it, you are more likely to be yourself. But if you are very desperate, very nervous, you are unlikely to be yourself. You are unlikely to even perform your usual version, average, median version. And that happens with women, isn't it? You find a woman who's amazing, and you will absolutely fuck up the email you send to her, or the meeting that you have with her.
Exactly.
You will be fumbling. You will not be able to speak to her properly, and you will get nervous in front of that woman. And that's because you are telling your mind or your subconscious that, hey, you know what? You don't fucking deserve it. In the moment that I don't deserve it, this is too good. This is like, what is the word? Beyond my league, out of my league, right? That's the term, right? So out of my league, the moment that term out of my league comes in, your body goes into a tizzy. Your nervous system goes into a tizzy of high adrenaline rush and all of that. For it, suddenly all that journey becomes fight or flight, and you will always underperform on those things.